Hi, my name is Don Johnson. I'm a sales consultant at Cutter Dodge Jeep Chrysler Fiat of Honolulu. The Cutter family has been in business over 30 years and we have many loyal customers over the years. And at this time, I'd like to thank all our repeat customers and our new customers for your patronage. I want to point out we're located at 900 Ala Moana Boulevard. We have the state-of-the-art service department. Biggest thing that I like about working at Cutter Dodge Jeep Chrysler Fiat of Honolulu is a continuing education process. And this is a part of that process. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to start off and talk about an American legend. It's a 2013 Dodge Challenger RT. The RT stands for Road and Track, which simply means that this car can be used on the road and track. It's a third generation car. It's one of the last standing muscle cars. In my generation, I'm very fond of this car because my uncle had a 1974 Challenger. And one thing I like about the designers of this car is they stay true to the retro look. I can look at this car 2 blocks away with no badging and know that this is a Challenger versus the competition of the Mustang and the Camaro. What we're going to do now, I want to address the MSRP sticker, or known in the industry as a Maroney sticker, which was originally instituted in the 50s by Mike Maroney out of Oklahoma. Because up until that time, there was no way of knowing what type of content you had in the car. The first thing that we noticed on this Maroney sticker is the engine and transmission specifications. This happens to be a 5.7 that's mated, Hemi engine that's mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. We have the standard equipment such as power door locks, power windows, and we have the optional equipment listed. This particular vehicle comes with the Super Track Pack, which is an option upgrade from the 18-inch wheels to the 20-inch wheels that are known by Goodyear as supercar tires. How fitting a name to pair this with this American icon. Another thing we have is a warranty. The warranty on this car is a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty, bumper to bumper. We have a 5-year, 100,000-mile warranty, powertrain warranty. And we also have a 5-year, 100,000-mile roadside assistance warranty. Now, above and beyond that, we at Cutter Dodge saw the need to implement what we call a VIP loyalty that's above and beyond the factory warranty. For you servicing your car here, we will include a couple of free oil changes. Not only that, details and lifetime safety checks. Another thing that the EPA that's mandatory is that it's a fuel economy rating on this car. It's 23 miles highway, 15 city. So the overall combined is 18 miles. Now you have a government 5-star safety rating. The overall rating on this vehicle is 5 stars. And you also have the content on where this car is made. Now I mentioned earlier that there's only 2 remaining players that's left from that golden era of muscle cars. And that's the Mustang, Ford Mustang, and the Chevrolet Camaro. Now how does this car compare against the competitors? First of all, this car has more interior volume room than the Mustang and also the Camaro. It has more cargo volume than the Mustang and the Camaro. Also, it's the only V8 in its class that is cheaper. It's the least expensive V8 in America. Another thing that as I glance in this car, I look back, I don't see 2, but I see 3 seat belts. So that simply means that that's an exclusive only to the Dodge Challenger that it has seating for 5. Now what we're going to do, we're going to proceed to the front of the vehicle. And this is what impresses me most and I'm most fond of. The fact of the matter is that this is a muscle car. You got to realize the tradition and heritage of a muscle car. It's not about all these fancy wraparound lights or anything. It had to stay true to its heritage. We see the waffle grill, we see the 2 halogen lights, we see the air dam, and the vented slotted scoops on the front. What I'm going to do now is open up the hood and show you the power plant of this vehicle. which is the legendary 5.7 Hemi engine with variable valve timing, and this engine produces 375 horsepower and 410 pounds of torque. Also, it's mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, I want you to bear in mind that modern technology and safety features that have advanced. This particular is a fire retardant mat that helps to, it's twofold. It helps to dissipate heat, and also in case of an engine fire, these plastic things will melt down and drop down and smother the car. As you can see, all the features that you need to see are your daily checks are color-coded, such as your wiper fluid, your oil, and everything. Now, another thing that I want you to know, you can't map this car or make this car without having safety features. Now, this car has crumple zones. Crumple zones are designed to deform and crumple in case of an impact collision. Now, our engineers looked at this as a force budget. What that simply means that everything on this car is designed to direct the impact of force away from the occupants of the car. So this motor, for example, has breakdown motor mounts. That what happens in a frontal collision, that this car, the engine will drop down away from the occupants of the engine, of the compartment. Another thing that this car has is what I call safety avoidance features, or accident avoidance features. And we're going to start at this wheel because I can go on for a while. This car has disc brakes, which is anti-lock. What that simply means in theory, that our engineers have found out that a non-skidding wheel has more traction than a skidding wheel. Another thing that you bear in mind is that the caliper on this car, they're oversized calipers that presses the brake pads toward the rollers. It's simply put, you could take a bicycle, turn it upside down, spin the wheel, and put your forefinger and your thumb and it stops the tire. Same thing that this caliper does. Another thing that's in concert with this accident avoidance safety features is what I call ready alert braking that this car has. Ready alert braking is simply that most people in a panic stop, they might react quick, but they don't put enough pressure on the brakes. And they're wimpy when pressing the brakes. Now I'm gonna give you a scenario. You purchased this car from me, you had it for a couple of weeks. You driving down to see a distant friend down a featureless highway. What I mean by a featureless highway, there's nothing but highway in front of you. You got the operatic sounds pumping in the car, the bass is pumping, and you lost in what I call, you're zoning out. But all of a sudden, you crest over a hill and you see a parade of brake lights. I'm toast, you think. So you apply pressure on the brakes only to come a few short feet of the car in front of you. Then you remember in your mind, yeah, that Don Johnson told me about that when he sold me a car, that ready brake alert. Another thing that's in concert with this accident avoidance safety features is the rain brake support. Brake support is merely that when your wipers are on low and high, is that it pulsates the rotors or the brake pads toward the rotors to keep the rotors dry. What that simply means is that you can stop faster. Because I remember back in the day, my grandfather said, I'm gonna give you your first driving lessons, and so happened to start raining real hard that day. And we go through this big puddle of water in Los Angeles, and he says, son, pump the brakes, because you had to dissipate that water out of there. Now, another part of this force budget is the side impact victims. Also, this has supplemental airbags and multi-stage airbags. This is all a part of that package that the engineers decided to put in this car. And while I'm at it, I'm going to point out another thing that's pretty iconic and that makes me reflect back on the day. This has triple 20-inch rims on it. And it's triple like the old Kragers, Rockets, and Supremes back in the day to keep that nostalgic touch. And by the way, on that Maroni, it said that this was an upgrade package, which was the Super Track package. What that simply means that this is a 20-inch Goodyear supercar tire that's been track rated and everything for better cornering and handling. Let's proceed to the inside the vehicle. Inside this vehicle in the back, you can see, I told you earlier that it had more interior volume in it. Other words, that when you get in this car, behind the wheel of this car, it's like sitting on your couch sofa. You can enjoy the ride. A muscle car is meant to be driven, okay? Not short end stops in the city. You want to go off on highway trips. So comfortability has a lot to do with it. You have a 60-40 split. Continuing around the vehicle, we have what we call a signature spoiler on the back that makes this Dodge Challenger one of America's most wanted. Also, you have the race-inspired lights. You also have triple dip chrome dual exhaust. Now what I want to do is show you why this car leads in this segment. Let's take a look at this trunk. Now versus the Camaro or Mustang, as you can see, the volume in this trunk is tremendous. It's massive. So that blows away the competition. As we continue around the car, we also see the old school chrome that pulls out the chrome out of your rim gas cap to keep that nostalgia look going. So let's sit in the car, and I'm going to show you some of the features in the car. The 2013 Dodge Challenger is equipped with a leather-wrapped steering wheel, the old nostalgia shift gripper, and you also have all your audio controls on the back. Of course, you have your power door locks and everything. You have your 3-point safety belts. It's all equipped for you to enjoy the ride. And without further ado, what I would say at this time, I see you salivating. Let's take this car on a road trip and enjoy your ticket in the muscle car history.